Alright guys, so welcome to my video commentary and analysis of Joker, which is of course a masterpiece. I think I could put it in my favorite movies series. Um, so yeah, let's not waste any time. It's a very efficient movie. At 2 hours, 2 hours straight, 2 hours on the nod. Um, very it goes by very quickly, and of course all of it is beautiful. And let's explore in what ways it is. So three, two, one, go. So the retro Warner logo of that, and start with a long panning shot of Arthur. And it's hard to do a commentary because after when you buy the Blu-ray, there's the commentary by Todd Phillips, the director. So I'm gonna try and find creative way from my perspective. But of course, when doing this, I always have Todd Phillips' wonderful commentary in my ears. So I'll try to do something a little bit different for those who have. If you didn't know or if you haven't listened to it yet, I strongly recommend you to do so. So, of course, the first time I saw this, I was mesmerized. The Joaquin is just completely immersed. I don't know if he's a method actor or not, um, because I have a good friend who actually met him in Montreal while he was shooting Disappointment Boulevard, and he took a break to make her a sandwich, and she was up in the sky. She was out of herself. But yeah, it just shows how a great soul and a great human being Joaquin Phoenix is, and I'm happy that he won the Oscar for this. So we start with the sign "Everything Must Go," and of course, Todd Phillips said it was kind of the theme of the movie, like your expectations, what you think you knew about the Joker, what were your anticipations of a character study of this incredibly popular character, the best, one of the best characters in comic book history. So to actually invent him an origin, and he's my favorite Joker, of course. Um, Getting beaten down. I wasn't, because I think that when you watch this movie, it's so personal and it's so intimate in the way, of course, in the score and the performances, of course, but the score really brings you down to a very intimate level. In and for those who didn't notice here, he actually made his flower pitch water. I had never remarked it until Todd Phillips said it, and now we have the first time he laughs, and he has multiple variations of his laugh, which I find fascinating. Uh, to make it onto a real illness is really genius. But yeah, I just want to finish the theme of the idea of this movie. The beauty, I think, of this movie, it is that it's so intimate that it will, whatever you have inside, it will pull and pull and pull and get it out of you. So may it be positive or negative, may it be things you have in common with the character, or just things that you keep off your chest. I think this movie is that's the power of this movie. Yeah, it's getting crazier. And I love this first introduction to the social worker. I can relate. I'm gonna throughout this commentary. I have a long, very long, and very exhaustive experience in the medical and psychiatric um, world, which is a very shitty world. So that's why I don't think they went out of their way. It For me, it's all very realistic. If you've never had the experience of living through appointments with these kind of people and medications and who decides what about your life, about your the meds you're taking and the illness you have, or the diagnostics, all of that. These people have immense power over you, and this is why I think maybe that's why this movie maybe hits me more than perhaps other people that don't have this experience. It's a great joke. Make more sense. CENTS. It's yeah, me too. Because I'll say it right here. I'm on welfare because of my illnesses. I may not look like it, but my diagnostics, which I have like five diagnostics, which mainly if you've watched my movie on myself, banging his head. Yeah, if you yeah, you know that my main illness is, well, I have a great, very powerful anxiety disorder, but my main illness and all the medication I take is to treat my fatal insomnia, because otherwise I can never ever ever sleep. I spent 6 years without sleeping. So yeah, when he says I don't want to feel so bad anymore, that hits home very close to the chest. And yeah, it's the score. The score is like, it's like a metaphysical uh, expression of his own mind. In my head, Arthur's mind is creating this sound, because it's all very much molded to his character, to his movements, to his state of mind. And of course, everyone Gotham is just so. It's not that great. Another great variation of laughter, and doing it again and again with multiple takes must have been must have been very difficult. But yeah, and people in Gotham, black miss that's there with her kid. It's not that they're shitty people. It's just that Gotham drags them down so much. I mean, look at this city. It's so dirty and of course retro because we're in the 80s, but uh, every shot is, and of course the main. I think these stairs are like the soul of the movie because they drag you so down. They drag you down. You have to you have to get up the stairs every fucking day in this fucking city. And I love how there is very, very minimal CGI. Like the buildings in the background when he was mounting the steps, some of it was, some of the relief of the city was CGI, but it's very minimal. I mean, it's almost nothing. And I love, like they said, they built this apartment for and at the beginning I never a few times I understand like why is he sighing, does he seem in pain. I said, oh yeah, he just got the crap the shit kicked out of him, so yeah. And yeah, just to finish on the medication side, I relate also in a funny coincidence. uh, she said, the social worker said, Alfred, sorry, Arthur, you're on 7 different medications, and that at the worst of my illness, I was also on 7 different medication on incredibly high doses, which almost killed me. I mean, it was just insane the amount of drugs they were giving me, and to no avail. And yeah, she just mentioned how skinny he is, and of course he lost like 50-ish pounds for the role, and he is a skeleton. But yeah, now we have to sit and watch Frank Murray Franklin, the surrogate imaginary dad for Archer. And I know a lot of people have said, like, of course, Archer is having some kind of vision or a dream, or no, it's just something happening in his head. And for those who say that, oh, it's just a ripoff from Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, and I mean, how dare you exist in our era of Marvel bullshit and Star Wars that is dead and everything like that, and you tell me that this movie's problem is that it has too much in common with earlier movies with Robert De Niro or more Martin Scorsese, or I mean, are you really telling me that's the problem you have with this movie? It's like those saying that it's too violent. It's like I think 5 people die in this movie. How many people die in an action movie? In Die Hard, in Black Hawk Down, in the John Wick movies, the James Bond movies, the Jason Bourne movies. I mean, You again, you tell me that this movie is violent because five people die. It's like, no, it's because of the weight. These are not these are not well, there's not a death that is not deserved, and I mean deserved that in Archer's mind, because he's been trampled so much that he just can't take it anymore. And and ask yourself, really, of course, I'm just saying, did you ever find yourself in a situation to say, oh fuck, I would not that I would kill this person. Maybe, I'm sure everybody's want to kill someone, like metaphorically. It's metaphorically. It's a saying. But Arthur, that's what Arthur differs. He has been pushed so much above the edge that he has no limits anymore. And by the end, that's his arc, because he becomes the antithesis of the what he was in the beginning. He begins as a prisoner of his mind, a prisoner of his job, a prisoner of his thoughts, a prisoner of him, of his of the people that are cruel to him, and he finishes in sublime freedom and anarchic liberation. It's like his soul just flew out of his body and took control because he just couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, we have a lot of great great actors who have little parts, and of course, when I mean this movie goes by very quickly, it's because there's always something. I won't say tangible, but there's always something meaningful to the character study or the plot, or the. I mean, it's always driving forward, even if it's just emotionally, even if it's just with the music, even if it's just Archer discovering something or doing something or becoming more and more and more, peeling off the layers of the Joker. And of course, he's an unreliable kind of narrator. I think I like to think that everything you see is true. So when he accuses him of giving up a gun, and his boss said, "You just tried to buy a gun." Great laugh in here, of course, trailer, but laugh. But it's one of the best. I mean, they're all great, but it's Hoyt, another another person who makes his life hard. And I like our how Archer is, a lot of times the tone he gives to his voice, like here, is so innocent. Like his innocence is so pure. He's kind of like a child almost. Not that he has the mind of a child, but here he's totally gone. He's just It's just another punch in the gut. It's just another kick to the face. It's just another insult. And he has to unleash it on something. First thing you see, garbage. Because that's how people treat him, like garbage. Like the background here, the metro and the Ferris wheel. Little details, but they make the world such a breathing, living. And again, the stairs, dragging him down and dragging him down. Always, always, always. Of course, a lady from her floor who is very, of course, plays the illusion of a love interest. Of course, it's a funny joke for now, but of course, he has to repeat the same joke in his way. And I love that she looks back just for a second, just to say, like, just to imprint, just for us, for the public to believe, kind of believe what happens in his head later in the movie. So they say, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, okay, yeah. So the history of the letters, I think it was pure genius how they introduced Thomas Wayne. Just and when the story is, um, of course, but you need to be funny. And you just get lost in, again, the music. Music is such a heavy part of his psyche, so that even when we don't hear the score, the musical score, we see the score from the movie is watching, and he just dances. It's a dance with the gun. It's like if he was taking a lady dancing. It's like just like a thing he doesn't really understand how it clicks and how it works, and is it loaded or just sensing the power, like you would smell perfume. And God, he's so skinny. And of course, Arthur. Oops, it was loaded. Shit. And of course, we know he's in, a man his age. Of course, he sees this beautiful woman who's single, and I mean, again, it's like again. Um, I hope what will say doesn't seems too weird, but when you're when you're really, really heartbroken by a relationship, or you want a relationship so bad, or I mean, it's like killing someone. Everybody has thought about following someone, not stalking necessarily, but just being curious of following someone. It's like just to see her, just to glimpse at her, or just to see where she goes and what she does. And so I don't see it as a negative, toxic thing. I see it just, again, a little bit like an adolescent, if you want, an adolescent who has a bad breakup or something like that. It's not something that's so creepy. I think because he's innocent, he does it from a place of love. He doesn't do it to accomplish any negative goal. And of course, he laughs at all the bad moments, and he's doing just research. He's just trying to blend in the crowd with other great variations of his laughter. Yeah, this phrase, I'm sure this phrase has resonated with millions and millions of people. The worst part, and you see, if you never noticed, when he's Arthur, he writes with his right hand, and when he's Joker, he writes with his left. So, again, little details that makes it very, very great character study. The worst part of having a mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't. Because people, normal, regular day people, don't want to deal with someone like that. That's why we're all alone. And of course, he's imagining this. Have a go. Yeah. All right. And back at his job, his last day on the job, unfortunately. And of course, again, he's so good with children because for now he's still innocent, he's still too pure, he's still a child at heart, and that makes him just oops. And he yells, and he gets fired. When we talk about the worst day, all it takes is a bad day. Yeah, tried to buy a gun. It's like he didn't, or did it happen in his mind? Result is the same. He gets fired. So. And the bad day continues. And I love all the graffitis are all CGI, and it's really, really as the blood is. Everything is CGI, and it's still minimal, but it looks so real that you don't need to bring real blood or. And again, when we talk about relativity with the character, how many people have looked at some jocks, white privileged jocks, and I mean it can be any color, but it doesn't matter. But in America, it's like Gotham is often seen as New York City. So I mean, they're bankers or they're in Wayne finance, so they feel they have a right to get everything they want and to laugh about whoever they want and to do as they please because really, if you see these kind of people who never had to get dirty, who never had to, like, they have everything on a silver platter, would they go? I mean, I'm not saying that everyone in finance had it easy. I'm sure it's a very cutthroat world, but how many people I've seen people like this who feel entitled to their own superiority, and because someone's appearance of or yeah, someone's appearance, just feel like they, of course they're drunk, but you know what I mean. And again, another beatdown, and now the teeth are grinding too far. Bang. Two. Now the movie really kicks in. It's like now we're in Act Two. All the CGI on the train is all the graffitis all CGI. It looks so real, and I love that he just he's confused and he 1 second he get the gun on his temple, like, should I kill myself, should I kill him, I mean, what am I doing, what's going on? And it's like the Joker persona has taken over. So people call it violent, I call it, well, it's self-defense. It's an on it's an illegal use of force, but in his mind, it's just self-defense for all, and not self-defense just for these three guys. Self-defense for all those who, like the kids were kicking him in the beginning of the movie, and them were kicking him now, and the all the shadow on the wall is great. All the people who have made him wrong. It's like when it still coincides with Batman, because when Batman says that every guy is he fights as if it is the killer of his parents. So Joker is just the same, but the opposite. Every people he defends himself with is just an avatar of all the people who have done him wrong. So again, Batman and Joker, opposite forces, but that have so much in common. And of course, just yeah, they said, Todd Phillips said they had a big scene, like very complicated, and like everything. They had a big crew for this scene and everything, and no, he just started dancing, and he said, "Yep, that's it." Because what he feels liberation, he feels freedom now. He has lost the thought that he has no job. He has lost the reality of killing people for the first time in his life. He has lost everything, and the only thing that stays with him, the only thing that still survives all of that, is the music and the dance. And now he starts to be pissed, and he starts taking what he wants from life for all he has suffered through. And that means the beautiful lady on his floor. Even if it's not real, that's what he wants. And he's so kind. It sets the stage beautifully to when he, of course, so that conjures the thought that maybe he bought the gun or he found the gun or whatever. We don't know. And this wasn't improvised. Ooh, that must have hurt. This was an improvised um, motion, the kicking the punching the clock. It was improvised by Joaquin. It's fucking genius. Don't smile. And again, he dances. He's light as a feather. Kicks the door. Bam! Free at last. And again, I know this feeling when you I was I was in the same situation. I had so many doctors at the same time, so many meds prescribed by different people, and everything just not. I'm sorry for talking about myself, but I because he's arriving at the end of his meds, because social worker says, you're fucked. You don't have anyone left to prescribe you, to give you your meds. And I was pretty much the same. But the difference was that me, they just took I was on very, very powerful benzodiazepines, and it's a drug that it's like Valium or and of course Thomas Wayne bringing the mask in question is very thematic and very and that's a dick. That's a stupid and wrong and just wrong thing to say. People who have made nothing of their lives will be looked as are nothing but clowns. And it's like, yeah, you were born on a silver platter. You're a Wayne. And do you know how hard it is for people in Gotham, people who don't have access to education? It's an epidemic in the U.S. and in America. I mean, for all our liberty and freedom and money and for all the governments and I mean having access to a great education is not something easy. It's like access to good healthcare. So this movie, people say this movie is yeah, and talking. I mean, I have three trails of mine here, so I'm just gonna end them quick. Yeah. So first, handing a drug, a very powerful drug, on a whim, like you've been on it for months or years, and from just comes a night when you don't have anything anymore. And I remember I spent 10 days, 10 days not sleeping, uh, resting on the ground, watching the roof of the room I was in, watching the roof, just watching the paint for 10 days straight because it's stronger than heroin, so it's really 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 difficult to kick off from. Yeah, who do I talk to? I'm sorry, you're fucked. And he doesn't have his meds anymore, so he's not sleeping or he's not I mean the neuroleptics and the psychiatric drugs are nothing to be joking around. It's a very very serious matter. So I have seen dozens of physicians. Just for me, physicians are just people with pen and paper. The pen and paper is all their power. They can give you a new life with their pen, or they can destroy your life with the stroke of a pen. It's just easy as that. So, I mean, when they people criticize, oh, it's about mental health and the poor state of mental health and mental health this and mental health that. Yeah, because if you've ever been in this situation, it mostly in the United States. I mean, I can't believe it's worse than here because here it's already very shitty. But if you tell, I understand. It wouldn't shock me that it's worse in the U.S. So when people criticize the movie for this, I mean, no, they got it pretty realistically. I mean, for people who don't have money and don't have access to it, or just are unlucky with their doctors, You can, if you have a good doctor, you are in pretty good hands. I mean, it's just it's like Harvey Dent. It's like flipping a coin. I love that he's choking on his laugh. It's like it's so it consumes him so much. It's like taking. It's like laughing takes. It's like it swallows his soul. So yeah, for all the people that say that this is just about mental health, um, I would say that it is in part. It's a very small part of the. It's a team. It's because this character has multiple cores. He has his music, his illness, and Joker, who intersect all three. Is I mean, it's right now it's not called Joker. It's not. It still doesn't have a name, but it's just the sense of, yeah, clown vigilante. It's just the urge, the monster, the not the monster, but the rage, everything he has suffered from, everything he has gone through, has built in him a kind of a kind of mask, yeah, that he has to find to reconciliate himself with his true nature, and he's gonna find it soon enough. Yeah, that's life. It's life. Easy thing to say when you have everything. That's life. And it's weird. I've never caught that she calls him. That she always calls him happy. I mean, I've seen this movie dozen times. I don't know why I never got it. She calls him happy because, yeah, he's supposed to be happy all the time. And there goes the letter, and he cannot. He has to find out what it all means. Why this obsession, Thomas Wayne? What is she waiting for, and what is she writing into? And there comes the first. Again, this movie just rolls on the tongue. It's so smooth. It's great. There's not. I don't know if there were additional scenes, but it's so, like I said, so smooth that I wouldn't cut any damn thing. I hope the sequel um, lives up to the original, but like we always say with sequels, if it sucks, we still have the original. It doesn't taint it. And of course, the final phrase that matters is that says I love you forever. She's deluding herself. And, and they said that they had very multiple takes on this scene. So they had just finding the right emotion and the right way to approach her. Is this real? Is Thomas Wayne my father? And she is just as aloof, if we can say, respectively. She has created her own. She has taken her traumas and rebuilt them in this fantasy of having a child with Thomas Wayne, and so now sorry, Arthur. Everybody can. We implant the theme of killing the rich, violence against the rich. First shot we see of Bruce. Of course, is he my little half brother? And there you go, another great scene. Who plays like a silent movie. And still, you just want to make. Of course, when you think about that's the first time that Batman meets the Joker, it's very strange, but I think it's perfect. I prefer that, and of course the callback to Batman '66 with the pole. But I think that I like it way better than in Batman '89 when the Joker killed his parents. I like that it's a force that was empowered by the Joker, but Joker had nothing to do with it. He just created the circumstances, he didn't create the act. And that's the difference in this take of the mythos. And I think it works. It works amazingly well. I love the young actor they took. He looks very much like Bruce Wayne. I just would have preferred. I mean, yeah, and for now he's happy and everything. So, and again, even but that no, that's the thing. I write that off. I mean, that's why he sees him, and even before his parents are killed, Bruce is he's alone in a mansion all the time. It's difficult to relate with other kids in his school or whatever, and he's why is he playing alone, and so you just want to make him smile, and that's very true of their rapport decades later. Alfred Joker just want to put a smile on Bruce's face. Yeah, that's all he wants to do, just make people smile. And people are always rancid and Of course, Alfred knows her. Of course, he can't fathom the idea that her mother is as sick as he is. And I love that here the scene. Of course, Alfred is stronger than Arthur. It's not a question. I love two things. I love that what brings Arthur the strength to hold Alfred. Alfred can take care of himself, but it's the pure rage, the pure adrenaline of hate that is building up inside him. So I love that. I think that's what gives him the nerve to grasp Alfred. I love the way that Bruce looks totally like clueless. Like he doesn't know. He's clueless in front of violence, just as he will be clueless of what to do and what to say and how to feel when his parents get killed. He just standing there and powerless. Yeah, and again the score and the introduction of the detectives. A lot of the casting for the little roles were people who were in True Detective season one, so it's just more talent, just more. Yeah, it's very good casting. And of course, did you do this? No, but we talked to her, and she was hyperventilating. It's like, yeah, it's your fault. Clown thing, and it just goes to show that people don't understand mental illness. It's so, and I love the fact that he thought he could walk through the window because he feels so invisible. That's not from me. That's what Todd Phillips said. Of course, here again, not real, but makes sense in his head. It's just in his head. The movie is in his head. The music is in his head. There are a few things that are not in his head, but every little thing that he would um, like to have as Arthur are in his head. like having a gun, like having a girlfriend, like all these things. But they show the tape, and of course there are people, another trust to the engine of hatred, and making fun of him and using him as a joke. And everybody is just come everybody is just always underestimating him because he's so skinny, he's so not funny, he's so not strong, he's so not. Again, when I was a little boy and I told people I would be a comedian, again, I always say when I was a little boy, he said, kind of still is, but not by his own choosings. But now that he's off his meds, he lost his job, he lost his mother, well, almost. His mother is in a coma, and he just has. I love this shot, how it's formed. The gun, the cigarettes, the kill the rich, a new movement. Um, smells the pillow, because he doesn't have. His only real friend is the dwarf, the little man that worked with him. And it reminds me of Dark Knight Returns. Owen is a fascist. Yeah, and Thomas Wayne only understands money. It's, it's like I'm gonna lift them all from poverty. It's like it's not that simple. It's not that clear cut. It's not just about dollars. It's about the system. And as long as you go in your little soiree dressed with a $2,000 suit, you will never understand the people that are outside. And I love that he uses his crowd of fans to hide and to go on a little mission. Of course, just a room filled with rich people that are watching a legend that I love. That I love how they Arthur starts off from so far away, but well pure intentions. Like we all see it in his face right now. Right now, while watching the is must be a hero, some kind of hero of his, Charlie Chaplin. And again, you can't help it but be in. enthralled by the music and by just what he wants to do, just make people laugh, just make people happy. But he's so invisible that he's so invisible for all of his life that now he has to take a stand to make himself visible. And he started with the killing in a subway, and he's going forward with his. I mean, if going to the Thomas Wayne's house won't work, I'm gonna find another way, and I'm gonna make it work. And of course, he's already laughing him off. What's wrong? What would be wrong with that? I mean, if he's not your son, he's not your son, but. And again, what do you want from me? Money. That's all he understands. Money, 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 money. And in a few seconds, Arthur is gonna. Yeah, again, right there. Warmth, decency, not money. Money cannot buy those things that Archer wants. Bang. Again, can't sleep because of the meds, and kind of hard to watch because it's a fucking nightmare. Really, of course. And again, another improvised scene by Joachim, like what he do, and I understand him because it's just the days when you don't sleep. You're, I mean, you're so. It's the worst feeling in the world. I mean, it's not being able to rest even for a few minutes, a few hours. I mean, being always awake. It's 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 pure cruelty. It's pure. It's savage. It's cruel. It shouldn't exist. Because I'm gonna shut up in an instant, but I just want to say, people who are watching this, enjoy your sleep because mine was stolen like that, and I never got it again. So cherish it. Cherish the little things. And again, I'm always in why he's touching himself, and always because he doesn't think it's real. It's too good to be true. Sounds great. No, he has a purpose. He's gonna see his hero. And of course, he has to find the truth. And I love how, oh my god, I've been there. I've been a security guard in psychiatric wards. It's, to say it bluntly, it's crazy. You don't want, you have to use force on people who are defenseless. It's not a good feeling at all. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, and I love that there is zero, like all great movies, there is zero exposition in this movie. We all, it's true, the camera work or the, just like we're about to see him tracking down his mother, his history, his mother mental state, and his the truth about his infancy and his childhood. So narcissistic personality disorder, like my father. Yeah. So you see all the chains that are linking up from me. What? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Fuck you, pal. I'm gonna take it. I love how he runs. It's so frantic. Like I said, the nerve. It's like the nerve of the Joker. The Joker is not strong. The Joker is a pile of nerves scraped under a burning sun. It's like it's like tearing your skin out, and that you just see the nerves, and just like his energy and his laughter and his psychotic demeanor. It's like it's all nerves. It's all nerves. Like, yeah, again, no exposition, just him reading some passages and us seeing a scene. I mean, it's as minim. It's not even exposition. I mean, God, I love how young Penny looks. She reminds me of someone. And of course, the only reaction you can have to all this, again, all this misery, all this sadness, and he just imagines himself there. And he never cried. He never cried. And even now, he doesn't cry, he laughs. As painful as it is, he just continues to laugh, peeling another layer, peeling and peeling the layers until Joker comes out. It's starting now. Now he's beginning to get mad. And it's uh, my favorite scene of the movie is coming up. With the lighting, not now, but yeah, this when we discover the delusions of his fantasy, of course, just touches. That's constantly his thing. He always touches everything because he doesn't know what's real and not, which is like pure Joker. He has no idea when reality stops and fantasy begins. He doesn't care. For now, he's not Joker yet, so he just has this doubt that runs through him. He's always doubting his surroundings and his life and his emotions and his. And then the spell is broken. We know it's not real, and he just checks out. He's out of it. And Todd Phillips had to answer to some questions like, did Arthur kill her and her daughter? It's like, how can you ask something like that? Like it's just like everybody who doesn't clearly don't understand the character. Did he kill her? Of course he didn't. He just want her to be happy and her daughter too. He's just he's just peeling the layers. But he comes from a good soul. He just want to make people happy because every time. And there, my favorite shot with the score, bombastic score, and right now with the lights over his head, the white lights, and the shadow under his eyes, he looked like Frankenstein's monster. An hard cut, and it's back to him with the laughter because again his reality just became worse. So he has no job, no mother, no meds, and no girlfriend, and everything has been stolen away from him. So Everything he has is laughter because his life is a joke. And I love the scene coming up. I think it makes perfect sense because I am. I don't know if I am or if I was. I was, but maybe I shouldn't say that. But I know the feeling of what it is to want to kill someone for the pain they put you through. So yeah, yeah, yeah. He hasn't. He's never been happy. He just faked it. He just. And again, this movie is too violent. No, it's done with taste. We just see his face, and I understand completely why the character is doing this. She has lied. She has put like everyone. Pe- Arthur only harms those who have done himself wrong, and in really shitty, bad ways, twisted ways. So, and and her Penny with her lies and her what she put him through his childhood and her lies in his adulthood, and he kills her and doesn't miss a beat. It's done. No second thought about it. And I like that because we have to understand he is becoming Joker each subsequent second that we see the movie playing. That's what I love the most about this movie. The arc is so well defined. Each scene peels off another layer again and again and again and again. So, yeah, he's just playing off, he's just practicing. No, it doesn't. He's not happy with the way he handles himself. He's awkward in his own body. And the greatest joke of all. Again, the greatest joke of all is killing himself, which, again, I can relate. I'm happy to never have had access to a gun because I would be dead. So then, and then again peeling off the layers, and now he is creating his mask, creating the true version of himself. And he has only the freedom, the pure freedom of becoming himself, the pure freedom of having no more of his mother and his doubts and his demons and his meds and the social workers and the clown gang and everything. He's just putting on his true face, as Batman is doing every time he puts his mask on. Because if there's something we can always realize is that there's never a radio or something playing the music, and yet he always act like he can hear it. Well, most of the time, maybe in the scene. I don't know. For me, he always hears it in his head. And you see, he has just the white, but he's already thinking like Joker. Like the mask is, he's pulling on it and pulling on it, and it's getting close. Hey guys. My mom died. I'm celebrating. I love he's drawing his happy face with his cigarette on the wall. Again, the Joker laughs is coming closer and closer and more real. And he's all distorted and creaky. And again, the nerves, the flesh peel under the sun. Yeah, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. You're dead. Violent death. This is Joker death. Huh. Mm. Mm. Bang, motherfucker, fucker, fucker, fucker. And it's like, if I saw Joker in a Batman movie kill someone like that, it would fit perfectly. But now he's still young in his killing sprees, so he has to take a second to breathe it out. Ah, it's such a cruel, cruel joke. Hmm. but that's Joker. And Gary is so good, and he says him straight, tells everything about the character. You were the only one who was ever nice to me. And here we go with the anthem. Joker is born. And he looks magnificent. Now he's happy. For the first time in his life, he's happy. And he goes down the fucking stairs and he dances because they don't have power over him anymore. He's happy. He's so happy. And the volcano smoke and inhaling the madness, purity. Again, a good chase. Can't believe we're already there. It goes on so quick. It runs and just it's very again he is losing himself in an army of his in his army. It's his army that's in there for the going to the protest. Many jokers, a sea of jokers. Such a perfect hiding place. Letting the chaos engulf the citizens while he stays back and watch. That's the Joker. And he just lets chaos. You want chaos? This is true chaos. Bang. Random shot. Random kill by the police. This is chaos. A swarm of just regular people taking down the police, taking down the establishment. Not supervillains, not Batman, not anything like fancy or heroic. Just a pure madness, just pure chaos, just pure. Oh yeah, this shot is so great. From powerless to powerful. He doesn't have any doubt. All doubt has left the deck. He is purely Joker. And I think I see this appearance on the talk show as his baptism, as his birth. Really, he's already born, but he's still crawling on the floor. But to for him to reach greatness, he has to go through this. I love this dialogue. This dialogue. Robert De Niro is like, yeah, you're strange, buddy. You introduced me as Joker. That's what you call me in the show. Remember? When you call me out, can you introduce me as Joker? That is that's his clue. And is he really gonna kill himself on the stage? It's what we're led to believe. But after achieving so much, after leaving all his enemies dead, well, many of his enemies, many of the people who wronged him, dead in its wake, is he really gonna kill himself now? No, he's just summoning the hate. The thing we have to ask ourselves is, when does he actually clicks? When is he going? Maybe it's there. When is he going from "I'm gonna kill myself" in front of all those people to "I'm gonna be Joker"? And he dance. He's like in trance. He's totally in trance. That's it. I think it's his birth right there. The slowness of the movements, the purity of the freedom of the. When he was always trapped in his frail body, now he feels empowered and free. Oh yeah, the music. And Joker is born. This is exactly how he imagined becoming someone else, something else. Yeah, tries Franklin Murray tries to mock him, and he just laughs because he's over all that now, and he's gonna. They want a joke, so he's gonna say a Joker joke, not a not a stand up comedy joke, a really dark and violent joke, because that's what Joker is. Hmm. When Joker gets annoyed, let's get ready for madness. Maybe he just decided, yeah, you laughed at me for 3 times now. You're gonna be dead. I'm gonna fucking kill you. For the Joker, it's very funny. Not for normal people, but it's been a rough couple of weeks, Murray. Again, he has no filter anymore. He says the absolute truth because he's not afraid anymore. Because he's found his freedom. The mask gave him his freedom from everything, the law, the 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 the, the, the sickness, the being alone all the time, everything. He's free from everything. Got nothing left to lose. Nothing can hurt me anymore because I'm perfectly free. Yeah. Murray doesn't understand at all. He's still trying to understand logically. It's like it's not about logic. It's about there's no logic in Joker. There's only yeah. Why is anybody upset? Mhm. And I don't see Joaquin at all. The way he talks, not it's not just the makeup. His mannerism is just unleashed. He's unleashed. It's awful. And I like how he says it. It's not only rage, it's almost animalistic. It's like it's like a bull who's preparing to charge the red cape. It's like he's so angry. He laughs about it, but inside he's building and building and building and building, and the music clack, 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 clack. What a joke, man. And yet, when you cross mentally ill loner, a society abandons him and treats him like trash. You get what you fucking deserve. Bang. No, in full Joker. Killing people on national TV and laughing about it. That's just pure Joker. You fucked with the wrong guy. This montage is great, of course, but he's unleashed. He's pure Joker now. He has walked out of his shell. He Gotham is burning. And just relish in the violence. And again, how does small, skinny guy who has no money, no power, nothing but problem and suffering and injustice, how can he summon the power of creating this? The whole city is on fire. How do you create this? I know. And of course, if we know anything about Joker fans or Joker gang members, they are dedicated. And I love that as we see the birth of Joker, we see the birth of his clan or members or gang members. Call them what you will. They respect him. They treat him so softly, like something precious, like a golden jewelry, like a diamond, like a rare diamond. It's like it's their leader. They don't know exactly why, but they respect him so much, and he has he's some kind of Abraham Lincoln. Like he has created he has created a movement, and it's just different because it's in modern times, but it's the same thing. Humanity can dissolve like this at any moment. course, we see the Waynes, and again, a random stranger with a mask. No reason. It's not for the money. It's not for the fame. It's not for anything else than vengeance. I love that it's violent. I love that it's. And Joker has nothing to do with it. You could say influenced it, but not really in my eyes. He just did his thing, and people relied upon him because what he was living, so many people were were had enough of living like this, of living like him, of living in the same conditions, that they just took up on arms and took over the city because they've had enough. And Joker led the way, and it's brilliant. And what does he do? Having all this admiration, everything he has been seeking his entire life, an audience of people that loves him. He dances. He hears the strings amid all the chaos and the noise. He hears the strings and just dance. And this is just the cherry on the cake. It's beautiful. And he is now the clown prince of crime. It's great. It's the best ending I would have hoped for this movie. We could, of course, we could improvise. What is he laughing about? We see the we see the Wayne. We see Bruce, and for him, why are we saying this? Like, is Bruce Wayne slash Batman the ultimate joke of his future life? Maybe it's a way to see it, but the ultimate gag of the Joker is that you won't get it. Now he's gone completely out of the norm, out of the civilian populace. He's like gone, and he's never coming back. And again, as this movie is ending, the sequel got announced. I hope, please, get the same writers, take your time. and just put as much love, feet and blood. Please just pour the same love you put in this film with the Folie à Deux. And I hope Lady Gaga gets the part. She's a great actress. Loved her in House of Gucci. Uh, and he's still dancing in the sunlight. Even in shackles, he's dancing and dancing and dancing. There you go. So yeah, that was it, guys. Already done Joker commentary. So I didn't I didn't feel the need to hit pause or to. I had enough time because I know the movie by heart, so I had enough time to make up my critique of it. So hope maybe again, if you hated what I had to say, well, I'm sorry. And if you liked some of it, well, good. I just hope that you like the film as much as I do. I think it surprised a hell of people, and I think it will endure and be relevant for many, many. I mean, I want to say decades to come. I just, I just hope really strongly that they won't fuck up the sequel. There's some good material they can pull through. There's still some very very good themes, and there's a lot they can experience with. So I have trust in Todd Phillips. I have trust in Joaquin. And if Lady Gaga is cast, I don't know if it's official now, but I trust her fully too. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and it's a nice change of mind to see a really more than a good movie. It's a masterpiece to my eyes. It's great, and I hope you can see it too. And I hope you craft your own. I hope you craft your own vision of it and your own piece of art, because there's only one Mona Lisa and there's a million thoughts about it. So I think this movie is just the same as that. So I hope you can create your own and make it your own. So as always, to the next Batman video or maybe something else. Take care, guys.